This meeting is being recorded. Did you hear that?
I
It
did.
says
I
that
see
right there,
it
big old
too.
white screen.
Yeah. Can everybody see okay? See that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I told you
Gotta
last
get
week
rid
that
of that.
support, told you last week that things have been changed. They changing up some things on support and everything. And support is really important if you want to have a long-term improvement in your health. And there's a little short video with
Hi, I'm Dr. Wayne Anderson, author of The Habits of Health. Today, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about why health is so important. You know, much like freedom, it's not until it's gone that we realize how important it is. In fact, one of the most important things in life is understanding that today, by making some small little adjustments in the things you do on a daily basis, can make all the difference in whether you're getting healthier over time or getting sicker. And it's not big things, it's not breakthroughs, it's not this weekend I'm going to run a marathon. It's simply making the decision across the full spectrum of the things you do throughout your day. Your food choices, how you move your body, how you sleep, how you handle stress. And if you're willing to focus on those, you can make a dramatic difference. Because you see, being healthy is really, really important. You know, as a critical care physician, the first 20 years of my practice, I recognized the amazing amount of stress the body was under and people that struggled as they got sicker and sicker. And, you know, for one more day of health, they would have traded in their portfolios or got traded in the car that got them in the car accident, and understanding material things don't matter when you're sick. And yet in society today, we seem to be in search of success in terms of external measures. What I'd like to challenge you today is ask yourself, am I taking care of myself? Am I doing the things that are necessary? Am I focusing and being mindful in my day-to-day activities and focus on making the choices that would create health in my life? This is Dr. Wayne Anderson talking to you about why health can really make a difference. Thank you.
okie dokie. Well, anyhow, the 4 phases of transformational health. It's these right here. And of course, we go through these all the time, but we know that the first, before a person gets started on the program, they're taking too many calories in, and what we want to do is reduce the calories, and so we can lose the fat, and then get into transition and longevity. And what we're going to talk about here is longevity, some of the different support systems that we have. And you might tell me which phase you're currently in. Phase 1 is the weight loss, 2 is equilibrium and transition, 3 is optimization, or longevity, or not currently an Optavia client. So you guys know where y'all fit in with there. I'm in phase 1 myself.
So am I.
Along with number page 4 and optimization 3, I'm kind of in that one. I'm in all of them, I guess. All right, now we all know that there's 4 components to our health system, and that's first of all your health coach, and there's the habits of health system, which I'll talk more about here in a moment, and the Optavia community, which I'm going to talk about more here in a moment, and the feelings, which I'm not going to talk that much about today. And the micro habits that assist us to create optimal health are these 6 little critters here: the habits of health, weight management, the habits of health, eating and hydration, the healthy mind, habits of healthy sleep, habits of healthy movement, and habits of healthy surroundings. Those are the 6 micro habits, and you always want to keep those in mind. And the support system, the microenvironment of health, are these different things. And I'm going to talk a little bit about most of them. Of course, the first one is a health coach. He's the one, the health coach is the one that ties you into all these other things and kind of guides you and perhaps answer some questions and that type of thing. They're the cheerleader and keeps you going. The next one is the social community, and there's a lot of these, and some of these are brand new. One of them is the Facebook group Creating Health, and it's for our team. And what this is a place where people post how they're doing on the program. This is how we post where things are going on, like the community of health on the Monday nights. Now they put the information there so that you know where to go to join that Zoom. And so a lot of information on this, and it's really important to be there. And Everett, I just sent you an invite to that.
All right.
I noticed that you wasn't on it yet. And then there's also the Habits of Health Lifestyle Hutchinson Facebook group, because losing weight is hard and being overweight is hard. So choose what's hard. This is where we communicate with our group. The next one is the well, we can't see it up there. Oh, be darned. There's a link up there. If you go to Google and just search client answers, you'll probably get this page. And this has all the answers that a client would need. There's also another one for health coaches, and it'll answer anything you want to need. You have all the information that you find here is the different programs and information sheets, how to get started on the program. It talks about the international expansion going into Hong Kong and Singapore. It talks about refunds and returns. Talks about the different programs, 5 and 1, for example, shipping and ordering, what happens when you get into fat burn, how it works, new client email. There's a lot of links on that new client email of places to go and things to look at. So it's important. And when you become a new client, you'll get that with one of those from your health coach. On the next page, there's the 4, 2, and 1 program. Also, there's down here, there's 3 and 3 program, which is where we really want to head towards. Excuse me. That's what we want to do. That's where we get into optimization, when you get into the 3 and 3. And then there's specialty programs like for people with seniors, diabetes, gout, other nursing mothers, teens, that type of thing, specialized programs. Answer. You just click on these things and they'll answer your question. Another one over here is to share your success. This shows how you can share your success. And what they do is you put your success on there, you send it to the company, they verify and approve it and everything, and then that is shared on the transformational Facebook group. For example, habits for optimal well-being and exercise. For example, I clicked on that one just so you can see what is there. There it has a lot of questions. If you just click on the blue part, it'll go in there and talk about what are the habits of health. How do you handle cravings? How do you handle emotional eating? You click on those and it'll give you more information on those. Can you dine out while on the Optavia program? And there's more of them down there, but this is just an example of what's on there. So everything is in this page, on your client answers. Google it. Now, another thing, this is when you go to your health coach website, and you go under products and programs, and then you go to optimal weight 5 and 1. What you will get after that, down at the bottom, is something that you really need to know about. And that is, it's coming up, wait for it, there it is. There's your body mass index calculator. You put in what your weight is, how tall you are, and calculate it, and it'll give you your approximate BMI. That's the body mass index, and it's important to know where you're at currently, and so you can know where you want to go. And somewhere between 19 and 24 25 is a good, healthy BMI, and that should be one of your goals that you should shoot for. The next thing under products and programs, under the Optimal Health 3 and 3 program, down at the bottom there, you will find, wait for it, it's coming. There it is. Okay, this is your total energy expenditure calculator. The importance of knowing this calculates how much energy you expend just by being awake. It doesn't count any of that other exercises or anything like that. But this gives you a place to start with so that you know exactly how much of the different food groups that you can add back in when you've lost your weight. You want to start adding those food groups that you haven't been doing during the weight loss phase, so that you get to a point where you're in transition and maintenance. That's where your food in equals the calories out, okay? So the micro habit that you are focusing on this week, which one are these that are you guys focusing on? You know, kind of keep that in mind to yourself. And this is gives you an idea of the different things you can concentrate on. Just concentrate on one of these for 1 week. In fact, concentrate on one of them for a day. That would be good. Try to get from one day to the next on concentrating on these different things. Now, the well-being chart. This is something that you should always kind of keep in mind for yourself. What you do is you put yourself where you are in each quadrant. In what quadrant are you? Like a lot of times people are contented, fulfilled, but don't feel like they're really succeeding. Or down below here, you're burnt out, depressed, and failing. And up here at the top on the right is thriving, fulfilled, and successful. And that's the quadrant that everybody wants to go to. And then, of course, there's worn out, successful, but depressed. So Dr. A, he did his, and he used as an example. He become a doctor, and he was thriving, fulfilled, and successful, and really happy with things. And then he got kind of like down in the bottom left quadrant, where he's kind of burnt out and depressed and failing. He felt like he was failing because he was helping a lot of people get out of the intensive care ward, you know, get into a regular hospital bed. But he found out that they'd always end up back in the critical care again. And so he was kind of burnt out about that. And so he quit what he was doing, and they lived on credit cards while he wrote the book, the Habits of Health book. And then he got into a point where he's helped over millions of people, and he couldn't help that many people working in a clinic. So now he's having a ball. He's living the life that he wanted to live. So he's now back up there in the thriving, fulfilled, successful quadrant. So creating optimal health and well-being in your life, and you need to put yourself on there and see where you're at, and so you know what you need to do. Kind of helps get a picture of it. And what you want to have is, Dr. A always talks about this: have more optimal days than you have days that aren't so good. And it's a continuous learning curve. Long life transition. You notice that the emblem there is 24. There's 24 quadrants. There's 24 hours in a day. And like he talked about there, you start with little habits. Right there at 1 o'clock position, start with a little habit. You don't have to run a marathon today, but you can go out and take a walk around the block or something like that. A little small thing. And each one of them, as you add to them, it becomes a progression to where you become you know, your habits get bigger, and the bigger your habits are, and the longer you do your habits, the easier it is to stay on track with your health. We have a convention coming up, and you don't have to be a health coach to this convention. You can be a guest, and if you get together with your health coach, if you want to do this, and you can tune in to the times when Dr. A and his people are doing some of their talks, and those are some of the most exciting talks that you've ever seen. And they've already sold this out in the life. I mean, in the people are going to be there live. Is what I'm saying. And but we're doing it on the internet too. I've already signed up for it to be on the internet. I'd like to travel over there again. I enjoy those things. They're a lot of fun, but you get to rub some shoulders with some really great people that are really inspirational. And another place that you can find information on YouTube. And wait for it, there it is. You just go in there and type Optavia, and there'll be a lot of examples popped up. And one of them is the Optavia Habits of Health Elements, and it has each one of the elements in there. You might have to search for your particular element, like you're looking for number 22, which is kind of what we're talking about today. And I might point out too that the information that I got this from, the video, I posted it on our Habits of Health Lifestyle Hutchinson group. So if you want to get into more detail on it, you can. Another one is the Lean and Green Recipes for the 5-in-1. Now you notice there's about 200,000 people that are members on here. And this is specifically for Optavia clients and coaches. So, you know, join that group. They got lots of recipes. And you can't go in there and just post a recipe. You have to turn the recipe into nutritional support, and they can verify it that it's that's okay for us to be using. So optimization, that's when you're everything, what you eat and what goes out equals. Keys to success. Small fuelings 5 to 6 times a day. Hydrate well, at least 64 ounces, but ideally about half of your body weight in ounces. Restful sleep, we'll shoot for 7 to 8 hours. The more sleep you have, the better off you'll be. The less sleep you have, the more chances you have of being obese. Healthy movement, and there's a lot of different ways of doing that. One of my favorite is park a long ways from the door of the store I'm going to. Connect into the support system, which is what we're talking about here. Build a community of influences. And yeah, this is important. Practice mindfulness. That is key. You got to always be thinking about what you're feeling, how you know, your goals. Keep your goals in mind. That's all part of being mindful. If you keep that upmost in your mind, you have a better chance of being successful. And be an example and pass on what you've learned. So again, the four phases are the weight loss, getting into equilibrium, and then optimization and longevity. And of course, at our age, Bill, well, we're all shooting for longevity, aren't we?
Well, we probably define it different than a 40-year-old would.
Yeah. So anyhow, the important thing I've talked about here before is that to achieve optimal health, use all 4 legs of the support stool, and you got a much better chance of creating health for yourself. And this is an example of what happens when a person gets on our program. This is the blood sugar levels, and it was tracked before a person started, and it was tracked after a person started. You'll notice that it goes all over the place, and then when you got started on the program, it dropped down and then stabilized. And that's the goal that you're really shooting for on this program, is to stabilize your blood sugars, because if your blood sugars go high, then you get into this little deal. That causes inflammation when your blood sugars go high. And inflammation is the first domino that tips over to all the other 80% of the diseases we have are all listed here. And so it just makes good sense to stick on the program. Here's some of the community of support that we have, and this is our team. And there's Mr. Patterson, heavy on the Mr. And there's Whitney, and there's Greg. And some of these people are really, really awesome. Now let's see, I had one in here that we just had her video here not too long ago, but I don't see her on there right now. Okay, the habits, what you think you are. You've heard that before. And that comes from that deal by Gandhi. And I like this one. A bad habit never disappears miraculously. It's an undo-it-yourself project. Okay, now you guys know that what I do to relieve stress, one of the things I enjoy doing is painting. And this is one of my most recent paintings. Just got that delivered out to the mall, my store out there today. And it's got a little bunny rabbit and some butterflies. And my wife thought this was a turtle. That's right over here. My rocks are not very good yet when my wife thinks it's a turtle. And next one, wait for it, here it comes. It's coming. There it is. All right. This is number 8 out at Prairie Dunes. You can tell the wind is blowing pretty hard from the south. Flag is standing out there, and there's my wife's yucca plant. She likes the yucca plant, so I always got to put one in there on most of my paintings anyhow. So
that's a little much on the wind.
Okay, now I got to pause the recording.